pledge allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's pray. Dearest Heavenly Father, we're grateful and thankful for this day and the blessings of it, for life, for health, to be able to come out here to assemble with folks that have good hearts and are willing to put service above self and are looking out in this community and around the world for how it can be a benefit and help to our fellow man, to uplift folks, to eradicate the dread disease of polio, to bring clean water to those who need it. Father, I pray that you bless the efforts of this organization and others like it as they do this good work. Father, we're grateful for the country that we live in and for the system that we have of government and for people that are willing to put themselves out there to run for these offices and to try to run things and do things in such a way that is of a benefit to their fellow man as well. Father, we give you praise and glory for all good things. It's our prayer through your Son's name.
There's no song today, unless you want to sing a cappella.
Rob would.
I know something about that.
I am, thank you.
Do we have any guests today other than our speaker? Any guests? We're good? How about happy butt? Anybody happy out there?
I don't want to rub it in, Dwayne, so.
You're happy?
Yeah, I'm always happy.
He should be. Big Democrat that he is.
Find out what day it is today.
Today is an exciting day. Today is National Indiana Day. Yay! All right. And also this morning, just a few minutes before 2 o'clock, Artemis shot off the biggest, most powerful rocket that has ever been shot off, and it's on its way to the moon. And it's only been 50 years, but we're finally back in the moon business. We're starting to do that. This first one is gonna, as I think I recall, it's gonna go up and it's gonna go just kind of go around the moon and come back, and then Artemis 2 is gonna go around the moon several times, and I think the second one's gonna have some people on it, some astronauts on it, and circle the moon and come back, and then the third one is gonna land on the moon with astronauts on it. And so we're back in that business again. I think that's pretty exciting.
Who else is happy?
I will say that I'm happy to be back home in Indiana again. We took a cruise last week and left at the beginning of Hurricane Nicole. And it was a little rocky for 2 days, but then it was beautiful, and then we came home to snow. So,
Thank you, Peggy.
yeah, glad to be home.
Glad to have you back.
I was wondering there.
Okay, Rob.
All right, so at Scouts last night, we had several advancements, and the boys have really done some good things, but one of my kids moved up to the what's called the star rank, which is kind of a big deal, and another got to first class. But so those are neat things, and I did bring the popcorn back there, so that's my segue. So if someone would help maybe buy a bag or two of the popcorn, that would help us clear out the rest of our inventory and put the money back into our treasury. So thank you.
I think Miranda brought some cheese balls.
I did bring cheese balls, so hopefully you have money, but even if you don't, please take them with you today.
Anybody else? Well, Chris couldn't be with us today. I just talked to him before the meeting, and he did test positive for COVID, so he'll be out for a little while. Keep him in your prayers. And he did ask, as we have a short board meeting, we weren't able to have one yesterday, so we have a shelter to discuss and candy for the upcoming parade. It's kind of things we need to talk about and see what's going on. how to get some money toward those things. Anything else we need to bring up? Mike?
Yeah, we had a former Rotarian who passed away a couple days ago. Want to announce that?
Yeah, Richard Dearden.
Richard, yeah.
He passed away back about 10. He passed away. So keep his family in our prayers as well.
Do we know any details? Was he-
Tomorrow at 10:30 to noon will be the visitation and then the celebration of life.
Was he expected, or was he sick, or do we know?
He's just been kind of a recluse the last few years after Nona passed away. I guess I was the last person to talk to him.
Well, the question is who's going to take care of his boy, you know, because he was.
Oh, his boy's been with his sister for
Okay.
the last couple of years.
All right.
He's been taken care of. So Robert's okay.
Who's
Anything else?
handling the arrangements?
What's that?
Who's handling the arrangements?
It's Moore's funeral. Yeah, Tyler's taking care of it. Anything else? Thanks for reminding me. Okay, well, today, Michelle has our, where's Michelle at? There she is. She has our program today, so I'll turn it over to Michelle.
Did you purposely wear a yellow vest today to kind of fit into the yellow shirt?
I did. I made some phone calls ahead of time.
Sure.
Dave, you didn't wear your yellow shirt like we
I
talked
forgot,
about.
I just kind of blew it.
I invited today Bandy Pierce, and many of you probably know Brandy. I think you're a lifelong resident, am I correct?
Well, since '98.
Okay, long enough. But anyways, she's done something unique recently that jumped out at me, which is she started a business called Kitch Biz. And although she, in addition to the core of her business, she also, in addition to the core of her business, she also does catering and opens herself up for lunch a couple times a week, and I'll let her give you those details. But the core of what she's doing is a meal prep service, which, having lived in the northern suburbs of Indianapolis, is something that I saw all the time in that area, and it's a really great business in that area, but it is unique to Brazil. I think she might be the only one that's doing that. For busy families who want to have like a home-cooked meal that they bring home and it's ready to pop in the oven and have, something aside from carry-out available on those busy nights, she does a meal prep service. So I'm going to let her give you all those details on exactly what she does there. But again, I thought it was jumped out as kind of a unique angle for a new business in the Brazil area. So Brandy, if you want to step up.
Randy was there.
Hi, thanks for inviting me, Michelle. I was excited to come, so.
You bring that
Can
microphone
you
up
not
a
hear
little.
me? Sorry.
There you go.
Okay, is that better? Good, okay. She said most everything, so I'll just kind of break down the details. We actually did a lot with Kitch Biz for a long time, or we had been doing it. I have a couple clients, one's a bodybuilder, an elderly couple that I always made food for. And then so this April was the 1 year anniversary that we went public. So it's been a little over 1.5 years now that we've been in business, I guess, in Brazil. We just moved a few months ago to the back of the Moon Ballroom. It's kind of a bigger kitchen for us, bigger space. We fit a lot more in there. It was harder before. We only had a couple small freezers, stand-up freezers, and now we've got 4. So we've got a lot more space for all the food. Plus there's 2 kitchens there, so that's always nice when you're cooking a bunch. Like yesterday I was able to cook 4 turkeys at the same time, so wouldn't have been able to do that before. Anyhow, so we post a menu. Right now we're mostly just on Facebook, so we post a menu every week for a future pickup day. Once orders are cut off, we make everything. The majority of it does come frozen. Not everything, it kind of depends on what we're making, but we do freeze a lot, so when you pick it up, it will likely be frozen, and you'll have to thaw it and then reheat it. Normally the oven, but sometimes you can use a saucepan or another means to heat it up. And then when we moved to this new kitchen, we did open on Mondays for lunch. There were some people were like, everybody's closed in Brazil, on Mondays. We don't know, we want a place to go to lunch, and so we just strictly on Mondays only. It's only one option. I post ahead of time what it is, so 11 to 1. It is technically pickup only, but a lot of the firemen and some other guys we'll stay there and eat. So there are tables and chairs there, but technically we're takeout only. You would pick it up and take it with you. I know everything kind of ranges. We do a lot of different kinds of meals, from individual small portions to large family size. So I kind of try to mix that up every week so you get a little bit of everything. I try to do breakfast option too, not just dinner. So almost weekly we have some sort of breakfast as well. Does anybody have any questions?
I want to clarify, because what jumped out at me that was neat is, let's say like you have an older parent that you want to make sure they have a healthy, week's worth of meals in the freezer.
Right.
Somebody could order ahead and go with the smaller portion and be able to handle that well for them, which that's a common issue for people.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to make sure that you had for your family in a busy household a few healthy meals a week,
Right.
they could pre-order the whole meal.
Yeah.
And then take it home and put it in the freezer and bring it out on the nights that they're cooking it. So
Correct.
there's a lot of different ways that people can take
Exactly.
advantage.
We have a lot of older couples, or maybe one of my customers, his wife has passed, so it's just him, and so he comes and gets a lot of those individual meals. And then the full size cans, they help a lot with us sports parents that are constantly running around and getting home at 8 o'clock or whatever, and otherwise we'd be spending half the week eating out, and so it's nice to kind of have some stuff prepped. And I do special requests too, so like this week, there was a funeral, or there will be a funeral coming up for a family who lost someone important to them, and so like the fire department union paid for meals for all of them, and so they had ordered meals for me, or someone wanted to host a lunch, and so she just called me and was like, can you make me 10 of these for next Tuesday? And I was like, sure can, and so we do, random things like that too, always feel free to ask. This week I'm incredibly busy, so I'd probably have to turn people down if they ask for something, last minute, but for the most part we can squeeze in a lot. Trays and platters and stuff like that, we have them as well, when requested, so. The price is pretty good. I don't think it's not really outrageous at all. I know, I'm pretty sure Charlie might have had it for dinner last night. Did you have Kitch Fix for dinner?
Yes,
Yes, did you like it?
very good.
Good, I'm glad. Your wife already ordered for Christmas, so.
What do you have?
Baked ziti, Debbie.
And stromboli, I think, too, right?
So people could go like to the Facebook page and see what you're already slotted in terms of the menu, or they could say, I want turkey tetrazzini, and you can make that as well?
Yeah, they can ask, there's not a lot that I can't do. I do say it's semi-homemade. I grew up, we made everything. We lived on a farm, we canned, and also the religion I grew up in made it difficult for us to eat places that wasn't our own home. So we cooked and prepped a lot at my house. But for such big orders, I don't necessarily make your noodles from scratch. It would take me a lot longer when I have 20 or 30 orders. So there's certain things I don't do completely from scratch, but all my sauces and dressings and stuff like that are always from scratch. So I'd say it's semi-homemade. You get a lot of homemade goodness, but sometimes accidental stuff, like noodles.
More homemade than fast food.
Yeah, exactly. It is a lot healthier. Not everything I make is healthy by any means, but it's better, no preservatives or added stuff that, none of us really need, so am I hosting or am I doing meals?
Are you doing it?
So they're already, that menu's already out, and they get picked up this coming Tuesday or Wednesday, and I only did sides this year. I did sides, cookies, and trays. So a bunch of options for that, but yeah, even though I did 4 turkeys yesterday, I didn't really want to do like 30, so.
But there's still time to order Thanksgiving?
So
sides?
technically, no, that cutoff was, this past Monday, but I always have extras, so I'll post, like, I know I did, I think it ended up with like 4 extra sweet potato casseroles yesterday, and it just kind of depends on however much is mixed up, and there always tends to be extra, so I will post those kind of last minute if anybody, wants them, but I usually post on Fridays, so Friday I post the next menu, and it's for pickup, not that following Tuesday, but the next. So it seems kind of like it's like 9 days away or whatever, but it gives me time to cook it all, so. And I finally have a little bit of help. I was just by myself, but I have my friends helping on Tuesday nights and some Sundays now. So we had to hire someone to help me. Got a little crazy, but all is good. Yes.
Do you do like vegetarian options as well?
So sometimes, so I can't say that there's an option for that every week. I've tried, like I think I had mentioned already, I have like a bodybuilder that I make food for, and he has certain macros that he has to meet, and so I'm good at doing that, or I can make gluten-free or vegetarian meals, but in order to, there's too much to have an option for everyone, so it's just kind of random. Some weeks there might be a vegetarian option or a keto option or something like that, and other weeks, there's not, so it just kind of varies. And there's a lot of things too where I have a vegetarian friend, and she'll call and she'll be like, hey, can you just leave the chicken out of that? And I'm like, yeah, so she'll, whatever it may be, maybe it was fried rice or something, and that I offered, and so that's doable too.
You offer counseling services to people that want the vegetarian.
Right. No, I'll leave that to someone else.
Poor people.
I know, right? No, it's okay. Any other questions?
What's the name of your business again?
Sure, it's called Kitch Fix.
Okay.
Yeah. We do have a commercial with Dave Crooks.
Don't play commercial, but I hit technical.
Are those your voice claims?
It is, yeah. It is both the boys, and they, I get some funny texts sometimes because the same people and friends of mine, all watch the games, and they're like, all I ever hear is, whatever, one of the lines in the commercial. It kind of makes me laugh, but they have fun too.
What station do you?
Well, it's on Dave's stations. Is it just WAND though? Yeah.
Well,
it is.
the one I'm referring to is a video commercial.
It is. So it's for the Knights athletics. So whenever they live stream a game, it does show on there. Yeah.
I really ask because when we promote our businesses, it costs a person $1, so.
Really? Oh, well, I was kind of mindful.
No, we appreciate you.
Okay. I did bring my wallet if you need me to reimburse
That's
you.
106.9.
For 11:30 a.m., you still know what AM radio is.
No, we had fun doing that commercial though.
What was on the menu this week?
So this week's was Thanksgiving sides. So we did shortbread cookies. Well, they're not done yet, but we got a lot of shortbread cookies to make. Looking for butter. I keep going and getting like tons of butter, and have to go back and get tons more. So we did shortbread cookies. We did sweet potato casserole, scalloped potatoes, smothered green beans. What else did we have on there? Think about it. But we also did a Thanksgiving casserole. We did a buy one, give one. So anyone who ordered the Thanksgiving casserole were donating one with a pie to a family, and we were given a few names to donate this. We actually ended up selling enough to donate to 17 families. So I have a lot of turkeys to make. Yes.
So now that we know that you're in the moon ballroom, you
Yes.
settle a debate.
Sure.
What were you cooking last night?
Last night we made turkeys. Oh, we also made sweet potato casserole and Brussels sprouts were going too, I think. Yeah.
We went to Pappy's for dinner.
Did you smell it? I always feel terrible when people come in and I'm making something like Brussels sprouts. But I was hoping like the turkey and everything else would help cover that.
Chad and I thought it was sauerkraut when we walked in.
Yeah. Someone actually came in and said that to me. They're like, are you making sauerkraut? I'm like, no, but.
I was microwaving Brussels sprouts.
Burned rubber bands.
The oldest one kept saying, the youngest
That's what we used to
one
call it
saying,
in junior high. Every Friday they would make,
Gavin's
not
good.
Friday. Fill the whole school.
Filling the
Yeah.
house up with
The
so
kitchen's
much.
not terrible because we do like, I guess Brussels sprouts was the other option that I had for sides, but it's like a maple bacon one, and so like when the bacon's going and stuff, it doesn't smell too bad in there, but when you come from outside in, then you can kind of smell the Brussels sprouts, so. I think we're done with them though, so hopefully that.
I like Brussels sprouts.
Sweet potato casserole, will those also have the marshmallows on it?
No, so I don't do marshmallows. I do like a pecan, brown sugar, also maple. I do a lot of maple stuff on top. It's kind of like a cobbler topping. Yes.
It's better, cheaper if you buy it like that.
It might be, I don't know. I've spent a lot of money on butter this week, though, I know that. And getting my limit at places, so that's the other thing. I need like, most places will only let you get 6 or whatever. Not every place, I guess, but I don't want to take them all either. I don't want to be that person that steals all the butter and not give it to, let anybody else have it, so. But I think I hit like 30 blocks. I mean, I'm at 30 and I need a lot for the cookies, let's just say that. It takes a lot to make sure.
Thank you.
This is a new timer for your kitchen.
Well, thanks, I love it. We definitely.
You get our picture here, Peggy?
Oh, sure.
Hold your.
Oh, up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you much. Here's
Oh, thank you.
And to be clear, you didn't bring any samples of the cookies?
I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
Well, thank you, Brandy, that was real good. Don't forget, today is Dictionary Day, and we do have 4 openings. Chris is not able to fulfill his obligation for the sick, and so we do have some places need to go. I think we needed one at Van Buren and Meridian Street, and then Copperstone.
I think it's fitting that we're doing dictionaries on Indiana Day.
I need 2 people at Meridian, one at Van Buren, and one at Cornerstone.
I'll take Cornerstone.
Okay. Anything else for the good?
You and me, Peggy.
Yes, okay.
Are we
You
having
and
a
me.
meeting next week?
Yeah, we're gonna have a meeting right after the meeting here.
I mean,
thought-
next Wednesday.
I don't, we won't have one.
Not next Wednesday. It's not that
I
day
don't need
before
to go.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
but we have.
nobody's
We
taking
can,
them.
Yeah.
We are taking them.
I put it
What
on.
the club wanna do.
If you wanna take them, or we can both go.
Okay,
Well, I
we
just
are.
figured if I'm going back there. No, it's okay.
next
Seven.
week. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have the dictionaries in the back of my van, so if you're delivering to a school besides, I didn't want to carry them in, have to carry them back out.
Good idea.
So just leave it in my van and I will.
And Chris wants to get a group picture there. But we will have a short board meeting right after the meeting here today. Anything else?
Don't forget your cheese ball.
Okay.
And popcorn.
Let's stand. Yeah, popcorn, don't forget that. Another $1. Okay, let's stand and do a 4-way test. The things we do say are the truth. Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?